بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue. This is the last part of Tajweed rule, the heavy and light letters. So, today, inshallah, we will discuss the heavy and light letters. We have three types in Arabic of this heavy and light letter regarding to the heaviness and lightness. We can say that we have heavy letters and we have light letters and we have temporary light and heavy letters. So we have three groups. The first one, it's always heavy. The first one, heavy letters. And as we know, it's collected in خصة ضغط قض. The method of pronunciation, how we pronounce these letters. The reciter should raise the back of the tongue when he pronouncing these letters. Or we can say it's a full mouth. We can fill our mouth with the sound. Okay, so خصة ضغط قض, it's always heavy, and to apply this heaviness we have to raise the back of the tongue when we pronounce these letters. The second type is the light letters. All the letters except Ra, Alif Mad, and the Lam of the word of Allah. So all the rest of the letters are light letters. All the rest of the letters are light letters except these three letters. These three letters in temporary light. Sometimes they came light and sometimes they came heavy. Okay, to make the light letters, how the reciter pronounce the light letters. We should make our tongue or lower our tongue, the back of our tongue, when we pronounce this letter. So when we say the heavy letter, we raise the back of the tongue. In the light letter, the back of the tongue go down or be lower. This is the difference between the heavy and the light letters and how we apply them. The third part, as we said, it's temporary, light and heavy. Sometimes it came light and sometimes it came heavy. The first one, Alif Mad. Alif Mad, it depends on the preceding letters. If the letter before the Alif Mad is light, the Alif Mad should be pronouncing light. If the letter before Alif Mad is heavy, then Alif Mad should be pronounced heavy. Okay, let's take some examples about that. So when we have qa, qaf is a heavy letter, and the mad, Alif Mad came here after this heavy letter. So we have to make this mad also heavy. Qala, qala. The second word we have mala. So mala. So ma. This is the difference between the Alif Mad when it's coming after the letter heavy and when it's coming after a light letter. The third one here, ta, is also heavy letter, so the mad will be heavy also. Ta, tala, tala. So this is how we say the Alif Mad. As we said, it's dependent on the letter before. The letter before Alif Mad. If it's heavy, we have to say it with heaviness. If it's light, we have to say it with lightness. The second one, Lam in the word Allah. If the word Allah is preceded by a letter with a fatha or a dhamma, then the Lam will be heavy or full mouth. As we said, with a full mouth means heavy. So if the Lam of Allah came after a letter has fatha or dhamma, it will be heavy also. If it preceded by a letter with kasra, so the kasra take it down and it will be light because the tongue is going down or going lower. So we have to say it in a light way. That's like what ba has kasra, billahi. So the lam of lafz al-jalala here, of the name of Allah here, it will be light. Billahi. well, well. Wow has fatha, so go the back of our tongue raised with the lam to be heavy. Wallahu, fazadahumullahu. So this is the difference between the light lam and the heavy lam. Now the rules of ra. Ra is pronounced with a full mouth heavy in 4 cases. If the ra has fatha or dhamma above it. So when we have ra with fatha or with dhamma, it's immediately heavy letters. So like ra, rah, rahmatun, rahmatun, ra, rabbi. Our tongue is raised, the back of the tongue raised because it's heavy. فعقروها. The second one, if the ra is sakin and there is a fatha or dhamma above the previous letter. So the ra has sukun sign. The letter before has fatha or dhamma. It will be also heavy. So al ardu wa'mur. Sorry for that. Wa'mur. The following it will be yurzaquna, Maryam. So when we have ra sakina coming after fatha, a letter has fatha or dhamma, it will be heavy also. The third rule of ra. Ra is pronounced with a full mouth heavy in 4 cases. If the ra is sakin or sakin because of stopping, so the ra is it has a original sukun or it's because of stopping. We stop at, and the previous letter is a sakin, and the letter preceding the sakin letter has fatha or dhamma. So we have 2 sakin letters. The ra is sakin, and the letter before sakin, and the letter before them has dhamma or fatha. Or if there is alif or waw before the ra. Like what? Like what? The first one here, we have the ra, it's a stopping point. So we have a stop. When we stop here, we will stop with a sukun. It's not an original sukun, but we will stop with a second letter. So the letter before has sukun sign. The first letter has what? Has dhamma. So this is also will be heavy. Khusr. Khusr. The following it will be wal fajr. Wal fajr. This one has mad waw before, and this one has mad alif before. Noor, النهار. The fourth one, if the ra is second and it's preceded by hamzatul wasl. So if we have a second ra and this ra preceded by or coming after hamzatul wasl, it's always, which will be pronounced with kasra. It's always will be heavy. irji'i, irka'i, irkab, irtabu. So when we have ra sakina and it's coming after hamzatul wasl, which we will say with kasra, the ra will be heavy. This is the 4 rules of ra. The ra is pronounced with an empty mouth, light in 4 cases also. So we have 4 cases to say it in a heavy way, and we have also 4 cases to say it in a light way. If the ra has kasra, as we say, the ra has dhamma or fatha, it will be heavy. The ra has kasra, it will be light. Rijalun, rihun, sharri, waburri, waburrizat. So this is the first one. If the ra is a sakin or sakin because of stopping, it has original sukun or we stop on it. In both time we have to say it. If the letter before has kasra, we have to say it light. Like what? Shir, shirk, shirk. So shin has kasra and ra sakina. So we have to say it light in a light way. Shirk. wasbir wasbir عسر عسر فرعون. Ra is pronounced with an empty mouth, light in 4 cases here also if the ra is sakin or sakin because of stopping, and the previous letter is sakin and the letter preceding the sakin letter has kasra. So we have sakin ra, and we have the letter before it has also sukun, and the letter before them has kasra, like as-sihr, hijr, الشعر, الذكر. If the ra is sakin or sakin because of stopping, and there is ya mad or ya lean before the ra, so the ra sakin, or in case of stopping and the letter coming before it, it was ya mad or ya lean, both of them. خير, قدير, نذير, بصير. So the rules of ra. The ra will be pronounced with a full mouth heavy if it's sakin and the letter before it has a kasra, and the ra sakin is followed by one of the heavy letters. This occurs in 5 words of the Quran. So this is a note. If we have ra and this ra is sakin, the letter before it has kasra, but ra followed by a heavy letters. What we have to do, we will say it in a full mouth or a heavy sound like that. لا بالمرصاد. So ra sakin, the meme has kasra. This is the rules of lightness with ra, but the following letter is heavy. So to be easy to pronounce it, we will say this ra in a heavy way. لا بالمرصاد. The second word is قرطاس. قرطاس. فرقة. مرصادا وإرصادا. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 words, when we have ra sakina, the letter before it has kasra and it's followed by a heavy letter. So we will say this ra in a heavy way. There are some words where the ra can be pronounced with either full mouth heavy or with an empty mouth light. When stopping on these words, the ra can be pronounced with a full mouth heavy or with an empty mouth light, but the preference is to pronounce it with an empty mouth. So these letters, we can say it in both of them. We can say it heavy or light, but the preference, the good, it's to say it in a light way. An asri, we can say an asri or an as. We will, if we stop, it will be heavy. An asr, we can say it like this, but it's better to say an asri, an asr with light. Yusr, yusr. So the first one is heavy and the second one is light. فأسر. القطر. القطر. ونذر, we can say ونذر or ونذر. فرق. This is the difference. We can say it in light way or in a heavy way, but it's preferred to say it in a light way. When stopping on these words, the ra can be pronounced with a full mouth heavy or with an empty mouth light, but the preference is to pronounce it will a full mouth heavy. So these 2 words, it's also can say we can say it with a full mouth or with empty mouth, but the preferred is to say it in a heavy way. مصر, بمصر. Both of them the same word, but this is started by ba. مصر or بمصر, and that's it. You have any question about them? Can you understand?
When we read, inshallah, you will start with questions.
What? Raise your voice,
When
please.
we read, then we will have questions.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. If you want me to repeat anything, you can tell me that. I have no problem to repeat it. I know the raw it's heavy, but it's full of rules, but it's very easy when you apply the rules. The main rules, when you say that we have the main rules, that if it has dhamma or fatha, it will be always heavy. If it has sukoon and the letter before it or before it sakin and has dhamma and fatha, it will be heavy. And the second way, it will be light when we have the ra with kasra, or when we have the ra sakina and the preceded letter has kasra, or when it's second letter and preceded by second letter and the letter before has kasra. So this is the main rules. The exception is just known like that. You will say to them that we have some exceptions like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sisters.
Yes,
Hello.
Shia.
Yes, معلمة جزاك الله خيرا.
Do you want to ask about anything, Asya? Is it clear? You
آه،
want me to repeat it?
also der حرف را is clear. نعم الحمد لله. الحمد لله جزاك الله خيرا.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I think we have the last part of this one. Oh, the signing of stopping. This one. The signs of stopping. We can say this sign for them to be easy when they read. In very easy way. The meme is a compulsory stop. That's compulsory stop. The reciter has to stop. It's prohibited to continue. That's it. So when we have this sign of meme in the ayah, you have to stop. We can't carry on. This one, clearly, the preference is stop, but it's 50-50. You can, you can carry on or you can stop, but the preference to the stopping. Slowly is the opposite. It's preferred to carry on or continue. Jim, it's 50-50. You can, the reciter has the choice if he want to stop or if he want to continue. These three dots you have, if you stop in the first one, you have to link in the second. If you stop in the second, you link in the first one. So the reciter can stop at either of the points, but not both of them. We couldn't stop on both of them. This one, la, it's not permissible to stop. You have to carry on. In this sign, you have to carry on. It's not acceptable to stop. Sin, this is mean sect. Sect means pause. You make a small pause. You just make a pause when you see it over a word. A pause that's without taking any breath. Okay. This sign, it's indicate that there is sajda, which is sunnah. Both of these sign, and this is explain the reason why we have to make sajda. So this sign is the point when we can make the sajda, and it's sunnah. And this sign explains the reason why we have to make sajda in this point. And that's it. We finished. Any question? Okay.
We finished for today or the whole book?
Anything from anything of the book.
Mm.
Okay. So inshallah, uh, uh, when you hear the videos again, I am ready anytime. If anyone of you want to ask about something, you can just send me the message, and inshallah we can explain it again.